about is you talking about Beyonce. I don't like when people talk about Beyonce. We're not gonna do that. You don't.
Last, Ray J is coming clean about the Carters, saying they treated him like a sick plaything. Additionally, the tea is steaming hot. He was often quick to protect them, which made some question his commitment, especially Beyoncé. According to rumors circulating around Hollywood, Ray J and Beyoncé supposedly had a covert affair in the past. Additionally, it seems that there are tapes circulating that are up for auction, with TMZ supposedly leading the field. However, that isn't even the most absurd aspect. Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's former publicist, immediately jumped in and accused Jay-Z of forcing Ray J to perform for Beyoncé in front of him, as Jay allegedly looked on helplessly as he did the unimaginable. That's crazy. Insiders in the industry are becoming more daring, and it will not be long before all these secrets start to surface. Before the streets do it for them, these celebrities had best start coming clean. Not to mention that Ray J once leaped to protect Jay and Bey after Jaguar Wright attacked Piers Morgan, asserting the Diddy's shady activities and the practice of preserving bodies for purported rituals were linked to Carter's. He even returned the clap at Jaguar prior to Jay and Ba threat.
Here you disrespect Jay-Z and Beyonce. Jay-Z is an OG. Don't ever disrespect Beyonce, because now that you lying on me, and I know for sure that all the you're saying is a lie. Now you wanna Beyonce has never done nothing to nobody. I haven't seen Beyonce make one mistake. That's somebody that's really trying to make sure that her image is in the forefront and be a role model for all these young girls and all the people that's inspiring to be like her or to follow down a path like that. That's a path you want.
A threatening legal action of their own. Diddy was the last person Ray J went to great lengths to defend, and everyone is aware that their wild past together is the only reason he did that. However, things took a startling turn this time. Shortly following that, Jonathan Hay, Rihanna's former publicist, came forth in an interview and revealed what he dubbed the genuine explanation behind Ray J's intense writing for Beyoncé. Jonathan, the same individual who initially charged Jay-Z, who slept with Rihanna in secret, now claims that what he said at the time was accurate. Only after claiming that Jay-Z had intimidated him into silence did he retract it.
But DJ Khaled is bisexual, and Jay-Z has also participated in bisexual activities.
Would you want to say allegedly for your safety?
There's no, I would say allegedly if it was allegedly. DJ Khaled, 100%, he's bisexual. I did a show called One Shot, and he was in Miami, and he was open with the guy that he was with. He was gay, and I don't understand what happens there where, because nobody said anything to me like, hey, make sure you don't, go out and say this on record. Makes it weird that would still be hidden. That seems like that should be a fact that DJ Khaled, at least in 2016, was definitely bisexual. And Jay-Z is without question bisexual.
There's a lot of pressure there. Additionally, it makes you wonder how profound it's an actual issue. Interview didn't mince words. He continued and made an even more outrageous allegation. Jay-Z, he claimed, was on the in private, claiming to have seen him having sex with a trans lady. The worst part is still to come. This is said to have gone down while Jay-Z and Beyoncé were still wed. That's a shocking revelation that no one anticipated. Interview, Treat 25353 now. This is where the story goes completely off the rails. Jonathan claimed Jay-Z was hosting wild private parties, the same kind of freaky scenes people once whispered about Diddy and Cassie. But according to him, Jay's version had a twist. Instead of hiring male escorts, he was allegedly making other men in the industry get with Beyoncé. And get this, Jonathan swears Ray J was one of them. He even claimed Jay stood by and watched the whole thing unfold while taking part himself. This is pure madness. I know that Jay-Z is a cold, right? He likes to watch Beyoncé with other men. Ray J, from what I heard even before all this happened, was one of the guys that used to smash Beyoncé while Jay-Z would watch. Diddy, as we know, is into those. Now, Jonathan still hasn't dropped a single receipt to back up his wild claims. So it's only fair not to jump straight to conclusions. But fans think this could explain why Ray J was always so defensive when it came to Beyoncé, even though from the outside he had no real reason to be that invested in her business. And let's not forget those older accusations Jonathan made about Jay-Z allegedly getting too close with a then-teenage Rihanna. He now says that after he leaked that story, federal agents actually reached out to him for help in an investigation. They supposedly believe Jay flew Rihanna into the US from overseas for an inappropriate affair that involved money. That's a serious accusation. If true, it's beyond messy. Basically, Jonathan claimed the feds were investigating Jay-Z for something way darker, saying he was being looked into for allegedly moving underage girls, including Rihanna, across borders for illegal encounters. They supposedly told him Rihanna wasn't the only one and that there were others too.
These are serious accusations.
And what's wild is that Jonathan isn't even using the word allegedly, which makes people think he's sitting on real evidence to back his story up. But the mess doesn't stop there. Whispers have long floated around that Beyoncé's been involved with other men behind the scenes, even while publicly standing beside Jay-Z. There were even old rumors linking her to Pimp C, and some believe whatever went down between them might have played a role in his tragic passing. And here's where it gets extra crazy. Word is there was once a tape of Beyoncé and Pimp C that never saw daylight, because Jay-Z allegedly stepped in and made sure it disappeared before it could ever be released. This is next level scandal. Who was in this Pimp C tape? There was a famous R&B chick. It was a guy that was getting money at the time. He used to be in the studio, and every now and then he have a camcorder, so he was able to get some footage. He wanted to do something with the footage. I don't know why he didn't do nothing with it, but if I could have got a hold of that tape, I'd be a big man. I know TMZ would have paid a bank for that one, man. Tape. And if you read the comments, a lot of people figured out. People that was in Houston at the time. They know who was a little loose. Word on the street says Jay-Z didn't just have Pimp C taken out. It was done in a way that felt dark and symbolic. According to DJ Paul from 36 Mafia, Pimp's own manager described how his body was found positioned like he was praying, covered in blood, hinting that he might have been struck in the head before it was all over. Creepy, right? And here's where the story gets even deeper. There was already bad blood brewing between Jay-Z and Pimp C before all that went down. Record exec Greg Taylor revealed that right after the deal for Jay-Z and UG's big pimping collab was sealed, he made a call to Pimp C. What Pimp didn't know was that the call was on speaker, and he allegedly started dissing Jay right then and there. Dame Dash opened up his checkbook. Could have checked for $1 million. No. He said, "This is We Wanna With You K." So I immediately picked up the phone and called Pimp C on the phone, like, "Yo, Pimp. And Jamal was in the house. "Calm down, bro." "Y'all calm down. Pimp, I ran up the cable bill. They was fighting, okay? They was fighting, like hard." I said, "But right now I got $1 million check for you." "All we want was $100,000. I was just like, "Who is that with?" I said, "With Rockefeller." "Ain't that with Daisy?" "Tell him to take that check to go give it to Tupac Mama." Man. There were also wild whispers that Beyoncé and Most were secretly messing around back in the day. Neither of them has ever confirmed it, but insiders swore their connection went way deeper than just studio sessions. Some even said it was a full-on fling hidden behind business meetings. Producer Cy Sounds once spilled a little tea, too. He said he spent a weekend with Destiny's Child, and while hanging out, he noticed Beyoncé and Mos Def were acting real close. Like way too close for just co-workers. The chemistry was obvious and people haven't stopped talking since DJ'd for Mos Def, and we went over to London for some shows and Destiny's Child was performing there. And I don't know if you know this, and don't tell anybody if you don't, but Mos Def kind of used to mess with Beyoncé. And let's not forget the long-running whispers claiming Beyoncé might secretly be into women too. The streets have been buzzing for years about her supposedly living a double life behind closed doors. And the rumors just won't die down. Trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music, handpicked by my very good friend Terry Lynn Carrington. Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyoncé's entire female band. Which was Matthew No's idea because he couldn't get Beyoncé to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started on the ground. Just when you think this story couldn't get any messier, boom, it does. Attorney Ariel Mitchell-Kidd revealed in a recent interview that she was approached by a potential client with a shocking request. They allegedly wanted her help getting back involved in the sale of a freak-off tape featuring Diddy and another huge celebrity. But here's the real kicker. Ariel said the person caught on that tape was even bigger than Diddy himself and apparently had no idea they were being filmed. That's a serious bombshell right there. I also was just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. Already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. but one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of and to contact the person who was in the video. Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs. Really. People instantly started assuming the mystery star was none other than Beyoncé. And honestly, fans had two big reasons for jumping to that conclusion. First off, there aren't many celebrities in the game bigger than Diddy, and Beyoncé is definitely one of them. Second, folks brought up those old rumors about her supposed tape with Pimp C, saying if that story had any truth to it, then the idea of her having one with Diddy wouldn't be too far-fetched either. With all that floating around, fans are starting to think the wild allegations about Ray J and Beyoncé might actually have some truth behind them. And social media isn't holding back at all. One person commented, Jay-Z bought Beyoncé decades ago from her daddy. He's her handler. Y'all slow if you can't see it. Another wrote, the last time I heard about a Beyoncé tape was when Pimp mentioned it. Next thing you know, that man was gone. Now, I got to ask, do you think Jay-Z really made Beyoncé hook up with Ray J? And if so, how long do you think that situation went on? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the next messy video.